This is a description of what's going to be in the cabinet next. It's Jesse James's childhood home memorabilia. This is a picture of his gravesite and his house. Picture of the top of his casket, original casket, plus the autopsy table. Chair he was standing in, and the feather duster that he was using. The picture that he was so-called dusting, and his death picture. These are handles from his original casket that you saw previously. This was a bullet fragment in his foot. This is again the top of the casket and the embalming table. Beep beep. This is a picture of the casket when they moved it. That's the James's original house. That's Mom. That's them outside the house. They didn't really take good care of it. That is the side of the bomb that was thrown into the kitchen that exploded, that killed Samuel, his brother. That is the original head marker for his grave in the backyard. That's what it originally looked like, but people just kept tearing at it and picking at it, wanting to have a piece of it. But this was his sister-in-law. I love her outfit. Here is a picture of that dress, the original. But this is just a table of a whole bunch of golf stuff that was left behind in the house. Thought that was pretty interesting because we're so close to Southern Pines. Alright guys, we are walking to his house. They've got a nice little walkway here. People have donated trees. Along the way. It's pretty cool. And I did that for my stepsister-in-law. I wonder where her tree is. But this is pretty neat. There's only one family here. It's just amazing to me. It's just really pretty farmland. You know, just walking in the same place that Jesse James probably walked in is what I think is so amazing. This would have been a little creek. That Jesse would have played in. Can't really see it, so overgrown. But, you know, that's what happens. Things get overgrown. But that is the house. Of course, that's a new fence. But this is actually the side that was built on to the house. And again, no power, no electricity and stuff back in those days. This looks like it's the outhouse. This is where you go do 1 and 2. From what I understand, these are original windows and stuff like that, but that's the backside. That's the original part. But yeah, 2 people at one time. You know I had to get that picture. Anyway, this is Jesse James's farm. Growing up, all that was pasture fields. That right there is the backside of the house. The pointing is the addition. That's how they got their water. This is the kitchen. That's the fireplace where the bomb went off that killed his stepbrother. That's the bomb. That's a different view of the kitchen. And then this is his mother's room. She had her bed angled so she could see his grave out her door, because she was scared people were going to mess with it and everything. And as you saw earlier, they did. They chipped away at his headstone. They did used to charge to come see his grave. That's just a replica, a replacement. This is the addition. This was his brother's room with his wife. And then this was a modern kitchen, as they would call it back in the day. I thought this was interesting. They had little screen tabs that you could pull the screens up to wash the windows. And back in the day, they used to paint their ceilings so that would keep the flies away from the front door. My mom made me do it on hers. But right here's where Jesse James had to run in with the law after his stepdad or his dad passed away. That again is the replica of his headstone, or a replacement. Beep beep. The addition. And that's at the entrance. And it was at one time 200 acres. It was beautiful. Now this is where he died. This is his house with his wife and his children. I believe that's a picture of him on the older days. And then this is a picture of him when he was younger. This is just a picture of his house up on the hill. And you can see it's really way up there. But this is the chair where he supposedly was shot. Beep beep. I just love the furniture that they have. It was a nice little 4-room house. Of course, no bathroom. That right there's the front door. That's again a picture of his house when he was shot. This is the valuable things that were in the house. This is showing when and why and everything when they moved his house. And again, another list of the stuff that was inside. This is from the guy who shot him and his brother. Just a little article. This was the master bedroom. Beep beep. That's where he would have slept. That's a dry sink and another dry sink. My grandmother had 2 or 3 of those lamps. But it was just a nice little house. And that was the kitchen. And then they did have running water inside, but of course it was a pump, as you see. Just telling about the house. That's the front. Then that's the front side. And then that was the back side. I have no idea why I did this. This was just a walk up to the house. I thought I was going to keep recording, but I guess I didn't. My bad, people. My bad. Once again, I'm learning. This is the original location, and they also knocked it down 50 feet. Now, what this is that I'm driving to his original location. Just to show you that it's not that far from his original location to to where they moved it to. So they moved it to here right now. And just a little fun fact, that is the headquarters for the Pony Express. It also went along the Oregon Trail. But as you see, it's just a couple of blocks and up. Now when we turn, please note the angle. And back in the day, they didn't have paved roads. They had dirt roads. And it's pretty steep. And they also have dropped it down the height of the trees because they knocked it down 50 more feet so it wouldn't be so steep. So just imagine it would still be above those trees. And see, now here we are. Do you think it would be easy to ride up and down that stuff in a wagon or on foot in the snow? No, it would not be. Just wanted to let you see the difference. But right there it is. That was the original location where he was shot. So just think, that land would be up to the trees. And that's looking up from the road, and that's looking down from that road. See how steep it is? It's so much steeper than what I did. So now I'm driving up to it. So you see the top of those trees? That's how much higher it was. That would be really, really, really steep to have to walk up. So when trying to make things safe for people, they just moved some dirt and knocked it down some. Right there it is. Now we're going back the other way. Right there's the monument. And see, now you're going down. So you can kind of maybe see how steep it is. I just thought that was an interesting fact. That's why I did it. You may not care at all. I just truly didn't understand it and really wanted to visualize it and let you visualize it. I understood because I was there. So I recorded it for you. I hope that makes some sense for you. And always, thanks for watching. This is Archie Samuel. That's his stepbrother that died in the bombing. And there is his grave with his wife. Once his mother died, who was buried beside him, and his stepfather and his stepbrother, see? They were all moved there. Because his mother didn't need to watch over his grave anymore. And yes, his wife's name was the same as his mother's. Alright guys, I'm here at Jesse James's grave. I just got up from that bench, but here it is. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. There's Jesse James and his wife. Left a couple of flamingos. Stepfather. His half-brother that was bombed or killed in the bomb that went off at the house. Anyway, but it's a really pretty graveyard. There they are. Anyway, I love graveyards. They're so cool. I don't know if you can see this, but it says Aunt Duck. That's my Aunt Duck. I love it. Anyway, I'm here at the graveyard. I'm leaving now. Doing my best to do these videos for you. I don't know how they're coming along, but I'm trying to post out here. But anyway, I am pretty much in Kansas City, Missouri. But right down there, past that big one. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know, it's so bright. I don't know what I'm getting, so, but getting back in the car. I hope you're enjoying. Peace out.